Let's talk about the origin of multicellular life. Multicellular life came about from eukaryotic protist single-celled organisms about 1 billion years ago, roughly. The steps that we think were involved were, first off, single cells would divide but not separate and basically form colonies of related cells. These colonies might have some advantages, either relative to shared movement or shared food. There's a lot of things that could go on within the colonies, but we would then expect the cells within the colonies over a long period of time to undergo specialization, so that different cells did different things better than other cells. Some would be more digestive, some for motion, some for protection. And eventually, rather than simply the colonies splitting to become new colonies, there would be the actual origin of reproductive cells, individual cells that can carry the information of the entire colony genetically away from the colony to then start a new colony. There are a number of advantages to moving from single cell to multicellular. One of these is efficiency, greater efficiency of processing and finding foods, of interacting with other cells, having similar cells around with which to share information, food, nutrients, etc. A greater size, which enables a couple of things. One is, the larger the organism, the less likely it's to be attacked by other organisms and fed upon. Another is, a greater size allows it to become the predator, the organism that is feeding on other things, possibly simply by grazing on other colonies. And finally, complexity. Having greater and greater specialization allows greater complexity of physiology and greater complexity of the structure of the organism that can change in shape and size, driven by the pressures of natural selection. All of these advantages open evolutionary doorways so that there are multiple pathways by which these multicellular organisms can grow outward into new kinds of environments. Part of this led to what we call the Cambrian Explosion, which is a period of time in which especially there was the development of all the current phyla of animals. A lot of the simpler plants and such came about during this time. Some students get the idea that things were blowing up. That's not what it meant. It meant simply there was an explosion of numbers of species and numbers of kinds of things that were appearing in the oceans of the earth. Let's quit there.